Far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed, women and children. We have seen with horror the images coming out of Gaza.
On the issue of Israel and Palestine, it is a vulnerable area for her. She does not want to lose the Muslim vote in America, so she's trying to just say things that sound nice, present a bunch of niceties and sound kind. Essentially going, we only have a few weeks to the election. As long as I sound like I want there to be peace, we won't lose the Muslim vote and people that are passionate about this hot button issue. So to me, I see her as a little more than an actress, somebody that is more effective than obviously Joe Biden, who couldn't do that anymore.
In a heated debate on Piers Morgan, Uncensored, conservative commentator Candace Owens criticized Vice President Kamala Harris for her vague and inconsistent responses regarding the Israel-Palestine conflict. Owens argued that Harris often comes across as inauthentic and performative, struggling to convey a firm grasp of political details, especially on sensitive international issues like those in the Middle East. The exchange highlighted broader frustrations with U.S. politicians' inability to address key issues substantively. Owens also suggested that both major parties are influenced by financial support from pro-Israel lobby groups, leading to policies that lack balance and clarity.
Let me bring back Candace. I want to just talk about Kamala Harris for a bit and the politics of all this, because there's no doubt she's had a little bit of a bounce now from, taking over from Biden, from the DNC, from the debate win, where I think she won that debate with Trump by sort of feeding his narcissistic streak when he fell for it. But at the same time, she's giving very few interviews. And the latest one she gave, we're going to show a little bit of it now, to me was just a load of incomprehensible word salad nothingness. Let's take a look.
Far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed, women and children. We have seen with horror the images coming out of Gaza, and we have to take that seriously. And we have to agree that not only must we end this war, but we have to have a goal of a two-state solution, because there must be stability and peace in that region, in as much as what we do in our goal is to ensure that Israelis have security and Palestinians in equal measure have security, have self-determination and dignity.
You see, Candace, I know there was another one at the weekend where she was talking about the economy and saying that she grew up with people who were proud of their lawns and all this kind of thing. And in the debate, when she was challenged specifically about any policy stuff, doesn't really say anything. She didn't say anything there about this Israel-Hamas war, which is going to have any meaningful difference to what happens. It's all this kind of, as she would put it, her desire for joy, everyone to get along, everyone to be peaceful and happy, and everyone to be prosperous. We all want that. But the more she talks about these things, the less impressed I am by what comes out of her mouth.
Kamala Harris's approach to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict underscores deeper issues in U.S. political discourse. Her statements often lack clarity and fail to address the complexities of foreign policy, particularly in such a charged and delicate situation. Critics argue that this ambiguity, or what some perceive as a performative style, raises doubts about her ability to navigate the political pressures surrounding the conflict. Harris's responses reflect a broader struggle among us leaders to address international crises with both nuance and conviction. Candace Owens further claimed that Harris's stance mirrors President Joe Biden's policies, suggesting she is merely repackaging them for upcoming elections. Owens accused Harris of prioritizing political optics over meaningful policy shifts, portraying her as more focused on maneuvering than on delivering substantive solutions.
What do you make of Kamala Harris, the candidate?
I truly think that the reason that they staged an effective coup on Joe Biden was simply because obviously he had been in such mental decline that they couldn't hide it anymore. And they at least needed a candidate that could remember the lines. And going into the debate, and obviously we're still waiting for more to come out, but we do have that ABC whistleblower who said that she was given the questions ahead of time, which would mean that she was given the time frame to remember the answers. And she's good for that. Like, she can remember the answers and as if she's performing a high school play. And that's exactly what she did. But when it comes down to it, the reason why she is giving such few interviews far in between is because she is not actually able to give comprehensive answers. She doesn't actually know what her policies are, which is why she flip-flops often on what her policies are. Her policies are essentially whatever she's told to say. On the issue of Israel and Palestine, it is a vulnerable area for her. She does not want to lose the Muslim vote in America, so she's trying to just say things that sound nice, present a bunch of niceties and sound kind, essentially going, we only have a few weeks to the election. As long as I sound like I want there to be peace, we won't lose the Muslim vote and people that are passionate about this hot button issue. So to me, I see her as little more than an actress, somebody that is more effective than obviously Joe Biden, who couldn't do that anymore for them. But everything that you're seeing with her is performative. And I am happy that there are groups that recognize that now, like particularly Black men do not seem to be falling for this whatsoever. And people are calling into question why it is that she keeps flip-flopping on so many of her policies. I don't think there's much going on upstairs with her. And she's especially weak when it comes to speaking about economics. And you can see that. You even saw that during the debate.
Yeah, I mean, Cenk, I understand you don't want Trump to win. So obviously you're going to want the other side to.
Prominent Democrats like Earher have expressed doubts about Kamala Harris's leadership abilities, especially in handling complex foreign policy challenges. Despite her role as a key figure in the party, concerns persist about whether Harris has the leadership qualities necessary to meet the demands of the Biden administration. Skeptics worry she may struggle to assert a distinct vision or inspire confidence in the lead-up to future elections, especially amidst international crises like those in the Middle East.
Oh, I'm honest. So that answer on Israel is terrible. That's basically her saying, I'll do everything Israel tells me to do. And by the way, she's taken over $5 million from AIPAC. Biden's taken over $11 million from AIPAC. Also, Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, his top donor is AIPAC. So anything that comes out of Republican or Democratic mouths on Israel is just paid for. Donald Trump, his top donor is Miriam Adelson, and is reporting in Israel that he might let Israel annex the West Bank in order to please his donor. So our politics is totally, utterly corrupt. On policy, I like some of the economic populist things that she put out there. I like some of it a lot, actually. The problem with Democrats is that they don't often deliver. This is stuff that they do for campaigning. Then they deliver about 5 to 10% of it. And then the press bullies you into saying that it was miraculous, historic achievements. The problem with the Republicans is they go 100% in the wrong direction. And here I was getting all ready to agree with the panel overall because I don't like that answer by Kamala Harris. But here comes Candace Owens to make up another conspiracy theory about an ABC whistleblower, which is hilarious and ridiculous. It's been debunked thoroughly. It's just a rando.
Well, has it been? Well, hang on. Has it been debunked thoroughly? Because I've been watching.
Yes.
Well, hang on. I've been watching ABC's responses, and I don't call that a thorough debunking at all. It looks to me like they're being very careful with the way they're wording stuff. And Bill Ackman's been on this, who's no fool. He's been doing a lot of tweeting about this, saying there's something weird about this. This affidavit was apparently signed two days before the debate and so on. Now, it may turn out to be a load of baloney, but the response by ABC and Disney so far, Cenk, has not been very commanding.
So, Piers, here we go again. You know who outed Donna Brazile for actually leaking questions to a Democrat, Hillary Clinton? Young Turks did. We found it in WikiLeaks, and when we originally exposed it...
So why would you be surprised if it happened again?
Right. So mainstream media said, oh, you guys are crazy, you guys are kooks. No, we proved it. You know what the difference between that story and this story is? We had evidence. There's no evidence here at all. This reminds me of Rush Limbaugh when he would say to his listeners, I have a fax here. Anybody can send you a fax, brother. Anybody can put up a fake document online. You have to show that the guy was actually from AB.
Critics like Senator Weiner have questioned Kamala Harris's leadership as Israel's controversial military operations in Gaza and Lebanon draw global attention. These actions, which have resulted in significant civilian casualties, have intensified scrutiny of U.S. foreign policy. Harris's ability to navigate these crises will be critical to her leadership image, especially as international focus sharpens on the humanitarian and strategic implications of these events.
The quality of delivery of answer plummeted. So the jury's out on the question of that whistleblower yet, but just look at the significant deterioration of her performance. I don't know. Yeah, she's the perfect shell puppet for a administrative deep state that specializes in the bureaucratic imperative is to grow government, is to enrich itself, and to gain power. And that certainly seems what the Democrat Party is all about, being the party of warfare and more taxes and more regulation, and certainly regulating free speech.
Eric Prince, thank you very much indeed for joining us. We're going to let you go now, but thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution to that part of the debate.
Candace Owens argued that Kamala Harris epitomizes a figure molded by the so-called deep state. She claimed that Harris's political ascent has been orchestrated by powerful, unelected entities operating behind the scenes. According to Owens, Harris's reliance on established party structures and her lack of independent decision-making make her the ideal candidate for maintaining the political status quo. This critique positions Harris as a leader more focused on adhering to directives than on pushing for transformative change, raising questions about her authenticity and leadership. What's your take? Share your thoughts in the comments below.